Hello again, it's Shantae from Stitching Hearts Embroidery. Today I want to walk you guys through how to bring a design into Embrilliance using Stitch Artist 1. I've had a couple of questions about that, and I think sometimes when we're teaching something or sharing something, we get so far into the details that the simple things or the starter things get left off at the beginning of the video and then are kind of forgotten. So I'm going to try to keep this really concise and bringing in a image, a PNG or a JPEG image into Stitch Artist 1 to be digitized. So let's get started. So first of all, right up here, there is a button and it says create when you hover over it. And it looks like, I think it looks like part of a Ferris wheel, but it's like some stitches. It's really like a zigzag stitch. It's blue and red, right? I have my thing on it, my pointer on it. And so when I click that, watch across here, across the top and see what happens. All of the design tools come up. So that says create and that brings up your digitizing tools, right? So if you have Stitch Artist 1, you should have this button to the far left that says image. If you have Stitch Artist 2, you should have the one that says vector. Image is an image. It's going to bring up, it could be like a coloring book image or a picture, like a photo, anything that you want to use as kind of your background, your backdrop, like a template to trace around or color or draw around to make your design. It's a template like that you can use. Vector would come in if you guys know about like a cutting machine, like a Cricut or a Caesar or a Scan and Cut or a Silhouette. They use something called SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. And so a vector comes in pieces because you think about it, when you're using those cutting machines, it's going to cut each separate piece, right? So that's the benefit sometimes of having Stitch Artist 2 is you can bring in a vector, and sometimes the vectors are easier to digitize to use those parts that are already cut. It's not always, but sometimes. But today we're talking about image. That's the first one. So I'm going to click on image. And it should bring up my files in my computer. Sorry, I thought I already had it here and waiting. So let's see if I can find it super quick. I thought I was ready for this, and I'm not. I'm gonna cry. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's in my pictures because I brought it in as a screenshot. Man, I worked last night and I only slept a little bit today. I have an excuse. And so screenshots, that's what it is. It's in my screenshots. And my computer, I just restarted it. And it's still kind of slow. So here it is. This is just like a coloring book design that I found on Google. And so that's it. So I have it selected. I'm going to go right back up here to my pointer or my select tool, the arrow. And then that gives me the basic toolbar that shows me the size of this image here. And so it says it's 1 7/8 by 2 1/16. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, like a 3 by 3. It's almost like a 3 by 4, and that's good enough. So now back over here to the Create tool. I am going to use the scroll on my mouse to zoom into the photo, to the picture. Now that did not change the size. If we go back and look, go back to the arrow, it's still 3 by 3. It just zoomed in. And so whenever you're digitizing, you want to be zoomed in pretty good. There's a whole lesson on zooming in, and we're not going there today. I'm going to get through this. And so back to create. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we could just see the whole thing. I'm holding down my space bar and using my mouse to move around on the screen. So here we go. I'm going to look at this picture, this coloring page. It's just off of Google. I just tried to find something free and usable and easy to do. And so it's best one to digitize in the size that you're going to make your final design. There are some things built into different softwares that will add stitches and make the corrections for you, but I think you're always going to get the best outcome, or usually you have less of a chance of having a bad outcome if you are digitizing in the size that you want. So I want to put this in the little 5x5 frame, and so I want to make sure that it stays small enough. So let's see. It looks like the stems are in the back. That's the other thing I was going to say. If we digitize in order, or as close to order as we want the things to stitch out, then it just makes for less that has to be done at the end, like moving around, moving steps up. Sometimes we still have to do that, but we do want to just try to keep things in order. While it is selected, if I look over here in my properties, the transparency says 75%. I want to turn that down like that, just so that it's not just those black lines aren't so hard and they're not showing through so much, as we're digitizing. So it looks like I want to do these guys first. That is the stems. And then I don't think I'm going to do the flower part, which is the benefit of being able to digitize, because you can take a design and just change it, make it your own. And so if I would be doing the stems, then the leaves, and then probably the pot, and then the flowers, or flowers and pot. It wouldn't really matter which one. But can you guys tell that these stems are kind of in the back? So I want those to go first. So then the next thing that's going to digitize will be on top of them, which could be these things. We might put them in. Let's see where we go with this. So anyway, let's go. Let's get this started. So another thing, this little button here, it looks like a picture, or it says show or hide the background image. I'm going to hide it. So sometimes if you try to bring your image in, it's showing over here in your bar and you don't see anything on your screen. You have panned and zoomed out and you don't see it, and you click that button, it could be hidden under there. Just a tip. Don't ask me how I know. And so here we go. I'm going to use draw with points. I'm going to just start here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to back that up. So I'm going to use my backspace key because I want that to be a little more curvy, like that. And then enter. And then next, let's add stitches to it. Let's do this as we go. I think I'm going to make that a satin stitch. So there you go. Man, that's a big old satin stitch. I'm going to go over here to my stitch width, and I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to do this next one. So I'm going to go back up here to my draw with points. I'm going to start at the top, and I am just clicking left clicks because I want this to be a little curvy. And I'm going to say enter. And while it's still selected, I'm going to apply some stitches. The stitches can be run stitch, all of these, whatever stitches you have that come with your level, which I don't know offhand, those are the stitches you can add. So I could do something like, we're not going to go there because it's going to get too long. Tell me to stop. So I'm going to add the same satin stitches. So there you have it. There are my two first lines. So I'm going to turn off 3D because I do think that do I want to draw those or not? I do. But I have a little problem, and that is that I should not have gone so far down with my satin stitches. I really just need them maybe to be like that. And then this one, I'm moving, this red is my stop. So I'm moving that, and then I'm just going to I just deleted that point. So I double clicked on it. I double left click. Same there. So I deleted that one. I'm going to just drag that like that. And let's make sure that this one's kind of going under there. Okay. So there we have it. So there are my two. And I'm saying that because now I'm going to draw this greenery on top. And I don't want all of that satin stitch under whatever kind of stitch I'm going to put for the green part. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw with points. I want it to be, I want it to be a little bit round and then a point. So I'm going to hold down my control key. I'm on a regular PC. Up. So I had to back up because I need this one to be straight, and then I'm going to go up here and tell it to close. I'm going to click on this one, right click, change it to a line, so that just gives me that will give me just a kind of a better look. And I'm fixing those, right? And it does not have to be exactly like the picture. As a matter of fact, it shouldn't be. We should be using some of our artistic ability to make our own pictures. It's just nice to have something that we can follow. You know, I'm going to back up. I'm going to make, what did I do? Let's do that again. I'm going to draw with points. I'm going to actually start here. You know what I keep doing? I keep right clicking because I am thinking I'm using another program. That's the bad part. So I'm gonna it worked. And then I'm gonna close that one. I need to turn this one to a straight, so to a line. And I think this one to a line. But this is looking a little bit funky looking. And then next, let's do it again. Let's see if I can get this one right. Let's go around. I did it again. It is my new thing to do. I've been trying to learn to use a pen tablet and a stream deck and all of these different things. Okay, here we go. I want to back up. I'm going to make that. If I do that one more time, I may have to just start over. Almost did it. Okay, and then I'm going to close that. Okay, perfect. And I want them to overlap a little bit so that there won't be any gaps. Okay, and one more. Oh, let me get this one right. So I'm going to go around, around, around. I'm going to make it. I almost did it. I need to take my other trigger finger and not allow it to work. We're going to go there. We're going to close that. That line. But we're going to move that over just a little bit. So there we have it. Okay. Whew. So I'm going to choose all of those. I'm holding my shift key over here. I'm choosing all of those. And I'm making those fill stitches. But I'm going to change the color. And I'm not saying what I'm doing. So I made them a fill stitch, right? And I am going to color. And I just want them some kind of green. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to turn on my 3D and you can kind of see what we've done. So the other thing, I'm going to turn it back off and I just need to figure out. So this one's starting here. That's the green bow tie. We need that to stop over here. Then this one, we need it to start there. That's good. But we need it to stop here. And then this one, we're going to have it start down there. And we would like it to stop over here. And then this one, we want it to start here and stop over here. And that's how we can avoid some of the jump stitches. Okay. It can start and stop there. It can do whatever it wants to do. So there you have it. So there we are. Next, we're going to do this flower pot. And I think I'm going to make that a applique. So I'm just going to go the quick route. I'm going to choose applique. I'm going to draw with points. I am going to click, click, click the corner, click here. I'm looking at the pot and I feel like I don't want to draw that lip on there. I think I'm going to try to make like a faux lip. Okay, there we have it. And then I'm going to close it. There we go. So this is giving me like a, so there's applique. It's giving me the E-stitch. But I'm going to make that either zigzag or satin. I'll make it a satin stitch. Right there. Let's change the color of the green. We want it to be some kind of, so really my goal was just to show you how to bring this in. So this is just all extra. I don't know. Let's see. So my stitch width is a 3 millimeter. That's okay. And we want material and fabric, enter. So there we go. So let's go back, look at it 3D. There's our pot so far. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a line right there. So I'm going to make it the same. So it just looks like that lip on the pot, right? So I'm just going to go here to here. And I'm going to make that a satin column. Did I pick it? Right there. And so there it is. So this is just really quick. There are so many options that you have, so many things that you can do to make this any other kind of way. So now for the flower. It's already 20 minutes in. I said I was going to be quick. So let's try this. So I'm going to make one petal and then I'm going to copy and paste it around. And then I'm gonna copy all 4 of those and move them over here. And then the middle part, I think, will be an applique. So that's where I'm headed. Let's see where we go. So I'm gonna go back to create because I'm out of create. I'm gonna draw with points and I'm gonna do this one. I want that one to be straight, but I want these to be curved. And they always tell you, I'm gonna back up, that was really close. You want to use as few points as possible. Straight, curve, curve, close. This little tomato closes it. Except, yeah, that's fine. So I want 3D off. And I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to, actually, I think we're going to do a fill stitch. And I'm going to change the color of that to maybe like an orange. Like that. So there we have it. So there's the one. Then I'm going to, it's going to start there, but I'm going to need it to stop on the other side. So I'm going to click on that. I right click, copy, paste. And while it's selected, the green square in the middle is like a handle. So there's 2, paste. There's, is it selected? Yeah. Three, paste. So you just go right here. And turn it to fit right in the hole. Right? I want to take all 4 of those. I'm holding shift and picking all 4. I'm going to copy and paste. But before I move on to the other flower, I actually want to put kind of a finishing stitch around those. I'm always doing some extra. So I copy paste. I changed it to run. Did I? Yes. And then I'm going to go over here and make it a bean stitch. It's going to be 5 passes. It's going to be like a lot of millimeters. I'm just being extra. And we're going to change the color of that. To yellow. Okay. And then enter. So let's go back to 3D and we can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, let's not get there yet. Yes, we are. So I clicked on this and this gives me some of like the properties, some of the ways that this is, and I'm going to change the inclination on these. Ooh, don't do that. let me just back that up. I'm going to move this little yellow dot and see if that helps. I can see, yep, I think that helps. Can you see these? There's some like artifact lines showing up, and that has to do with the direction of the stitches. And I still see one right there. And that looks a little bit better. And so I just want to fix all of these, changing the stitch direction just a little bit before I do the copy and paste. Because then I'll have to do all of them. Okay, that looks a little bit better. But we weren't even trying to get into all of that. I think I'm going to delete this run stitch around here. Unless I keep it the same color. Let me leave it for now. So now I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to choose all 8 of these. I want that whole thing. I'm going to right click on my mouse, copy. I'm going to choose all 8 of these. Let's do that again. Copy, paste. Let's make sure I didn't get a whole bunch of those. Nope, that's fine. So while it's still selected, I can use the green handle and move all of that over here. It's there. I'm going to turn it a little bit just so it fits right in there. What is that? So my satin border. I got rid of that point. I think I did that earlier. I kind of saw that. So there we have it. And I think I am going to get rid of these yellow ones because I'm going to leave them. I was going to say I don't want that extra bean stitch under my applique because I am doing the applique in the center. But I'm not really going to worry about it because we are here to learn how to bring the design in. And so I will change my mind 150,000 times while I'm doing this. And so the next thing, the last part is right here. This gives us some shapes. We're going to pick the circle. We're going to hold down shift and we're going to draw a circle. Holding down shift keeps that circle pretty even. It needs to be a little bit larger. So I'm going to hold shift so that it enlarges it from the center. And let's do it like that. And then let's turn that into an applique. So I'm going to click on applique. And again, let's make that smaller. And I'm going to take that applique, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to move it to this one. And there is our design. Now, it is not, there's some work that could be done on this, but my goal was to share with you first of all, how to bring the design into the software and just add some stitches. And I promise you, if you just do this, if you find some squares, if you find some bowls, if you find some oblong shapes, if you draw a square and add stitches and you just start doing it, just open this software and start adding some stitches, then you can have some questions that have to be answered. Either somebody can answer them for you, or you can watch videos and find the answer, or look in the manual and find the answer, or take a class and find the answer. But you're not going to have questions if you don't go in the software. And if I feel like, and it's just a personal opinion, just jumping in the classes without having any prior experience sometimes makes it rough, or at least for me it did. And so I now know that had I got in the software first and at least understood some basics, that's kind of with anything though, then classes would have gone a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot smoother for me. So anyway, I am heading back to sleep. I did this earlier and my internet was going crazy and I lost it, and I couldn't really rest today because I had this on my mind. I had told someone I would do it when I got home from work this morning, and then I didn't get it done. So here you have it, how to bring it in. So again, you're going to go up to create, go over to image, find that image that you've already downloaded from some free PNG site, or something that you've drawn, or something off Creative Fabrica, or just a photo that you want to do an outline of. Get that image in there and then go up here to draw with points or draw with Beziers. I don't know. I haven't really tried that. Freehand drawing. I kind of stick to points or either shapes, so I can take some different shapes and move them around to manipulate and make what I need it to be. Like I probably could have made this from a square and this from a square, like turned it into a rectangle and put them on top of each other by using something in here, you know. And then don't forget, we have those shapes in the folder up here. And so you can find shapes and you can build. I can, right now, I just thought of how when you're a little kid and you build like a robot out of these different shapes or blocks that you can build with these shapes. Or take any of these shapes, bring them into your software and add stitches to them. So I am going to go. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully it won't be so long this time. Bye.